Technology is everywhere. It wakes us up with alarms, carries our conversations through texts, connects us across oceans, and gives us the world in our pockets. But with this constant connection comes a pressing question. Is social media damaging our mental health? For many people, social media feels like a lifeline. It's where they keep up with friends, find entertainment, and share their lives. But for others, it feels like a trap, a place that fuels anxiety, depression, and endless comparison. The truth is, the relationship between technology, the brain, and mental health is complicated. It isn't simply good or bad, it's how it's designed, how we use it, and how our brains respond to it. The brain's reward system and social media. To understand why social media can be addictive and harmful, we need to talk about the brain's reward system. The human brain evolved to reward behaviors that helped us survive: eating, bonding, achieving goals. When we do these things, the brain releases dopamine, a neurotransmitter that gives us a sense of pleasure and motivation. Social media hijacks this system. Every like, comment, or share becomes a small burst of dopamine. It trains us to keep scrolling, keep posting, keep checking. The unpredictable timing of these rewards, sometimes you get likes, sometimes you don't, makes it even more addictive, much like a slot machine. Over time, the brain becomes wired to crave these digital rewards. The result: hours lost online, difficulty focusing offline, and a growing sense of dependence on virtual validation, the anxiety of constant connection. Another impact of social media is the stress of always being on. Notifications demand our attention. Messages expect instant replies. The feed never ends. This creates a sense of constant urgency. The brain, especially the amygdala, the part that processes threats, interprets this as stress. Heart rates rise, cortisol floods the system, and we become restless. This is why many people report higher anxiety levels after prolonged social media use. It's not just what we see online, it's the pressure of never being able to disconnect, comparison, and the illusion of perfection. Perhaps the most damaging aspect of social media is the culture of comparison. People don't post their worst moments, they post highlight reels, vacations, celebrations, perfect lighting, filtered faces. The brain, however, doesn't process this as a curated performance. It processes it as reality. And when you compare your messy, complicated life to someone else's perfect feed, you come up short. This fuels what psychologists call social comparison theory. Too much upward comparison, comparing yourself to those who seem better off, leads to envy, self-doubt, and depression. Young people are especially vulnerable. Studies show that heavy social media use is linked to body image issues, eating disorders, and higher rates of depressive symptoms in adolescents and young adults. Sleep and the digital cycle technology doesn't just shape thoughts, it shapes sleep. Blue light from screens suppresses melatonin, the hormone that helps regulate sleep cycles. Late night scrolling keeps the brain stimulated when it should be winding down. Poor sleep then worsens mood, increases irritability, and makes it harder to regulate emotions. This creates a cycle. Social media disrupts sleep, and lack of sleep increases vulnerability to anxiety and depression, cyberbullying, and online harassment. The digital world is not always kind. Social media gives people anonymity, and with it, cruelty often flourishes. Cyberbullying, harassment, and online shaming have become common experiences, especially among teenagers. And unlike traditional bullying, online attacks follow you everywhere: into your bedroom, into the night, onto every device. For many, this relentless exposure leads to trauma like symptoms: fear, avoidance, low self esteem, even suicidal thoughts. Isolation in the age of connection. It seems ironic, social media promises connection, yet many users report feeling lonelier. Why? Because digital interactions often replace face to face ones. Likes and comments give the illusion of intimacy but lack the depth of real human contact. The brain evolved for physical connection: eye contact, touch, shared presence. Without it, online interactions may leave us socially hungry even after hours of engagement. This empty calorie socialization is one reason loneliness rates are rising, even in a hyper-connected world. Benefits of technology and social media. It's important to note that technology isn't all harm. For many people, social media provides genuine support. Online communities offer belonging for those who feel isolated offline. Mental health awareness campaigns reach millions through digital platforms. Access to resources, therapy apps, and crisis hotlines has never been easier. Technology also allows for creativity, education, and global awareness. Used wisely, it can enhance well-being. The danger lies in excess, addiction, and uncritical use. Who is most at risk? Not everyone is equally vulnerable to social media's harms. Adolescents are at higher risk because their brains are still developing, particularly the prefrontal cortex, which regulates impulse control. People with pre-existing mental health issues may find symptoms worsened by online comparison and harassment. Those prone to perfectionism may chase online validation more intensely. Heavy users, people spending more than 3 to 4 hours a day on social platforms, are more likely to experience depression and anxiety. Steps to protect mental health in the digital age. So, how do we live with technology without letting it damage our minds? Set boundaries. Limit screen time, especially before bed. Turn off notifications. Reduce the constant pull on your attention. Curate your feed. Unfollow accounts that fuel comparison. Follow ones that inspire positivity. Take digital detoxes. Step away regularly to reset your brain. Prioritize real world connection. Face to face interaction should come first. Be mindful. Notice how you feel after using social media. If you feel worse, adjust your habits. The role of society and platforms. This is not just an individual problem, it's also systemic. Social media platforms are designed to maximize engagement, not well being. Algorithms promote content that triggers strong emotions, outrage, envy, anger, because those emotions keep people scrolling. The longer you stay, the more ads you see, the more profit is made. If we are serious about protecting mental health, platforms must be held accountable. This means transparency in algorithms, stronger protections against cyberbullying, and ethical design that prioritizes users' well-being over profit. Governments and health organizations also need to invest in digital literacy, teaching people, especially young people, how to navigate the online world safely. Closing, plain reflective tone technology and social media are not going away. They are woven into the fabric of modern life. The question is not whether we should use them, but how we can use them wisely. The brain is vulnerable. It can be hijacked by likes, manipulated by algorithms, and overwhelmed by constant connection. But it can also adapt, learn, and thrive when we take control of our digital habits. Social media can damage mental health, but it can also build it. The difference lies in awareness, boundaries, and intentional use. In the end, the challenge of our time is this: to live in a digital world without losing our human minds.